Hello everyone, and welcome back to Brick Country. Mason here. Today something happened. I never expected it to happen, but today we're going to talk about what happened. Now don't worry, it's a good thing. It's just, I did not expect this to happen, and I'm frankly just blown away at it, and I'm very excited to show you guys. So let me set the stage for you guys real quick. A long while back, in the year 2015, I visited Legoland, Florida, which was an amazing experience. Of course, I had to check out the big shop, and they had so many awesome Lego sets. Now, I did come home with one of my favorite Lego Star Wars sets, the Ewok Village, which was great, but I passed on another very, very awesome set that I wish I had got. And since then, I can honestly say that that has been my biggest Lego regret. I really regret not getting that set. Now, just in this past week, my dad actually took a work trip to Atlanta, and you can't just not stop at one of the greatest Lego stores in the world. My dad stopped at Atlanta Brick Co, and they have completely rearranged since the last time I was there. So this is some footage that my dad got. You can see they have a massive Star Wars department, also a Marvel area. You can see they have so many cool sets on display, some brick heads, and there's even a little bit of their city over there. And they also had several bigger sets up and on display. Now, as for the set that I got and the set that I regret not getting in the past, they had their built. Now, for the May the 4th and all the Star Wars stuff going on, they actually were having a very nice sale where if you buy one built set, the second built set you purchase will be 50% off. So, of course, we had a different built set already purchased, which I can show in a later video, but that means the set I wanted was 50% off, and I couldn't say no to the price. And that set was none other than the Ultimate Collector Series Helicarrier. I can't believe they have it. I was so excited when my dad brought it home and I got to begin working on making sure all the pieces is there. Now, of course, it didn't come with any minifigures as it was built, and it was also missing a few of the micro scale details and all the micro figures, but because it was missing those things, we were able to get a great deal on it. The UCS Helicarrier. I am very happy right now. I mean, look at this thing. It's perfect. I can't believe this thing's sitting in front of me right now. It is huge and it is awesome. As a big fan of the Marvel movies, I loved any scene that this helicarrier was in. It was just so cool to see this massive ship flying, and I always love that in Marvel and comics and all that. So it is really, really cool and really special to me to actually have this in front of me now, especially after I passed on it all those years ago, which I'm still bummed about, but now like I own it. I own the helicarrier, and I just can't believe it. I'm really excited. And I think Lego did an amazing job capturing it in Lego form. How cool is this? Starting at the bottom, you can see there's a very nice black stand, as well as a UCS style display plaque featuring all the different stats about the helicarrier itself. Like it is configuration of dual seaworthy airborne aircraft, and just like all the cool stats about it, which I think is really cool that they included that, even though it's not technically a Star Wars UCS set, but it is basically a Marvel UCS set. Moving up from there, you can see the main structure of it is very similar to an actual aircraft carrier, as this is what the actual ship would be based off of, but obviously it has some slight modifications like giant propellers mounted on the side. The propellers on all four corners are very nicely done. You can see they're framed in very nicely with some slopes and hinge elements, and there's also some clips and these almost Chima teeth pieces to create the propellers. And I really like how they've decided to go with blue, as it's more like classic Avengers themed as opposed to the main MCU theme, which I like that they added that little color in there, and I think it really pops amidst all the gray of the main ship. There's some nice paneling on the side to frame in the ship, and then moving to the back, you can see we have two massive engines to propel the ship forwards, and I think they're framed in very nicely with some angled elements and these almost like modified tiles, which have this little lip on them. I don't know their technical name, but I think they look really good framing in very nicely. So you have the two engines on the back, and then you can see there is kind of the main under area, but there's no details under there. However, there is some functions of some gears in the roof. You can see up in there, there's different gears and such to make the function work. which is actually with a crank of this knob, the propellers will all turn on the helicarrier. How cool is that? I think it's really cool that they thought to include that and that it actually works, and I just love it. Coming around to this side, you can see underneath the second flight deck, there's more little microscale detail, some girders used to give that industrial feel. And then coming around back to the front, you have the main runway. Now these bigger plates are printed while the smaller ones have sticker elements, and I think the combination, even though most people don't like the combination of sticker and printed, I think it turned out very well in this instance. You can also see going a little farther back where there would be a hanger underneath, there isn't actually anything underneath. So they put these really nice barricades here with some clips, and you just kind of snap them in to make the barricades, and I think it looks really good. Moving up to the second flight deck, you can see there's tons of microscale details up here, including some boxes and different crates, and there's also these microscale figures. Now, as you saw earlier, I got this set built at Atlanta Brick Co., so it does not include all the microfigures or the microscale details, but obviously you're paying for the helicarrier, and I think we got a really good deal on it. So I ended up using some microfigures I already had in dark blue. They just don't have the printing for faces that the Shield Agent ones would have, but I think they get the job done nicely. I included 4 of the microfigures on this deck, as well as in the main bridge area, or one of the main bridge areas. You can see there's 2 of them right in there, and this is removable so you can look into the main area a little easier. And then there's some other microscale details. This was the only vehicle that came in the built set with a microscale forklift, which I really, really like. I think it's a great design. You can see moving on up, there's more boxes, more crates, and more of the barriers. Now, I built the microscale jets myself as I really liked the design, but you can see this one's a little mix match because all of these clip elements are supposed to be dark gray to match this cockpit element, and I don't have any dark gray, so I used 2 in light gray and sadly 1 in black. I'm looking for another in light gray though, so at least they'll all be consistent, but until then we can have like one black-tailed one, and I think they get the job done nicely, and they are perfectly in scale with everything, which I really like. They're just attached with a individual stud, but you can see they look really good on the runway if you're playing with it and want to have some jets take off. They're perfectly to scale with the model, and I think they fit really nicely with the overall design. Lastly, for the interior, which it actually does have, removing this panel here, once you lift this up, you can see this will slide out. It's just a portion of the runway, and then you are faced with the main control center seen in the films. The control area is very highly detailed. You can see they use some fun techniques to get the angles here for these walkways. And I love how they did the control boards, similar to they did the barricades up on the flight deck and the runway. You can see they use clips and then tiles wedged in them. Now back here, you can see there is the main control area where Nick Fury has his computers. And then moving on up towards the front, you can see there are the main windows. Underneath the main runway, you can actually see them here as well, looking into the control room. They're very nicely shaped with some different clip elements to get that nice rounded shape, and I really like that it's there.
Now, when we got the set built, we actually got 1 microfigure printed, which is Hawkeye. He's the only one that we were able to get to go with these, with the built set. He was kind of stuck on the inside, so I'm glad that we were able to find him.
Now, obviously, I wish I had all the microscale details and all the microfigures, which one day I may have to invest in, but for now, I'm just over the moon about actually owning the helicarrier, and I'm just so excited. Now, a bonus to this set, though, is it actually came pre-motorized. You heard me right. You can motorize the helicarrier Lego set. There is actually some motors back here if you remove this panel that you can see, that you can install just in here, and they connect to the main gear station I was showing in the back. So you can turn the knob and have it rotate manually, or of course, you can buy one of these battery boxes and motors and install them here. Now, another bonus is you might see there's 2 things plugged into the main battery box, and that's because there's actually light fixtures right in here, as well as on the other side. So when I turn it on, the bridge from the underside will light up, and I think that is so, so cool. Let's try it out. The bridge is lighting up, and all the motors are spinning, and the helicarrier is ready for action. How cool is that? This might be my new favorite Marvel Lego set. This thing is awesome. Like, I know I'm saying that a lot, but it really is. I can't describe how cool this is. Like I said, one of my biggest Lego regrets was passing on this set when it was originally sealed in box, you know, brand new. So I am very glad to finally have it in the collection after all these years, and I'm just so excited. Well, this is the end of this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Now, I can safely say this is not the only awesome set I got from Atlanta Brick Co. So please remember to like and subscribe to see what other sets I got. And comment below what your thoughts are on this amazing Marvel Lego set. If you want to see more awesome content right now though, you can check it out on the end screen now. I'll see you guys later. Farewell.